training sessions that you are tomorrow onwards, the ones that Anjali ma'am is referring to. So yeah, we are in on this together. I'm just going to start screen sharing. Also, please keep
Yes.
yourselves on mute. And whenever you're saying something that's irrelevant to this meeting and something outside of this, just ensure that you're on mute before you start saying that. That'd be
Yeah.
helpful for everybody
That's
else.
that's helpful. Another ground rule I want to state is that if you do have a question, my suggestion is that you let Kamal just mute him please from the back end. My suggestion is as follows. Ma'am is going to be telling you gently about something. Let her finish what she's saying, and then you can raise your hand virtually on the group. She will invite questions, okay? Once she's explained something to all of you. So just listen on right now. Kamal, just mute everyone for some time.
Okay, I got muted as well. Fine. I think everybody is muted now. Let me just confirm if my screen is visible to everybody and if I'm clearly audible to everyone as well. Am I? Quick conversation would do. Emojis wouldn't because I'm not on the Zoom screen.
Yes, carry on, please.
Okay, okay. All right. So Indian Debating League, I'm sure now that you all of you have signed up, you know what it is like, at least that it is a debating tournament. It's a very fair opportunity for you as people who hail from different parts of the country to come meet people of your own age, your peers, or like school going students who are passionate about the activity, but also have this desire to represent their state and debunk the myths, as we like to say. Right now, about the IPL of debating, then this is a very fair opportunity. And I say this because one, you get to represent your state, which means that this is one platform where you wouldn't, I mean, you're not required to be this very learned person as and debate only when you are that. So this particular platform is giving you the opportunity to just represent things that you already know quite a lot about. So this should be an exciting journey for you, even if you haven't previously been a debater, so to speak, right? But what's all the more important is that this is a very exciting uh, process because there are rounds, and then you have a reward system. As in, when you qualify certain rounds, you keep progressing, and then eventually you get this chance to come to Delhi for the finals, and then of course gain the recognition that also comes with it, with the perks, right? So what is important then is for you to understand the qualifiers for now, which is what this orientation is going to be about. Please don't fret about the entire process in advance. Just think about the qualifiers, and any doubts that you might have should also be pertinent mostly to that, because this is your immediate goal that you need to see I mean, you need to see yourself through it, right? So why is this an exciting format? Because eventually 36 teams from India would be representing, like in the out rounds. Out rounds are just like beyond the qualifiers, your semis and finals, right? And 36 teams by the logic of every team representing one state. So there are 28 states plus 8 union territories, which gives us the figure of 36. So you can understand that this is an expansive, a broad opportunity for you. So if you only debated at school level, if you only debated at a class level discussion, this is your time to shine on a bigger platform, on a national platform, right? Now, what is also important is that okay, so first about this, right, about Ugly, what we've done previously, we've had a lot of wide ranging experience in terms of debating. We've been to international tournaments, we've trained people for international tournaments. Recently we had Cianspo, and then we had Doxbridge. But in here, the tournaments that we organize, this is also one of the most prestigious, given that it's expansive, given that it seeks representation, but also because we've had a lot of live sessions and other sorts of facilities furnished through our Instagram page towards building up of this particular annual event that we hold, right? So we've had press releases, we've had students participating in master classes, which were taken by international debaters, as you can see on this particular page that I'm presenting. So a lot goes into the process, all to your advantage and to make this particular journey for you. All right. In terms of international representation, then now this Indian Debating League also becomes your gateway towards many other opportunities that Ogly would like to like provide you with. So like if you get into the Indian Debating League and if you perform well, or like now that you've signed up, you get this possibility of being invited, like you getting a wildcard entry to Harvard International Invitational, right? Which is another prestigious tournament that you might want to like tap into and participate in. So this is your gateway to that. But more immediately, ISDS has its national team selections, right, for a the most prestigious school level debating championship, which is WSDC. And the gateway to that is also through Ideal. So if you do not have a team contingent for yourself, which you can take, I mean, for ISDS, this is the place where you can like find people to network with and grow a team with, and then eventually compete for the ISDS selections as well. So this opportunity also opens doors for like other better or like bigger opportunities, right? Now, on the idea of Ideal, then Indian Debating League, I've already told you how it's beneficial for you, why you should give time to this, why this should be something that you should be looking forward to. But now on to how we are going to proceed with the Indian Debating League and how we're going to manage our time like tomorrow onwards itself, because the process starts soon after the orientation. Today we get done with the orientation, everything like all of the doubts. Hopefully, I'll be able to clear most of your doubts, and then we'll go into training ASAP, which is like tomorrow onwards, right? So your trainings will start tomorrow onwards, and the trainings will happen in 2 shifts. So like it'll be from 7th to 11th October, and then it's going to be from 13th to 15th. So from 7th to 11th October, I'm going to share like a brief plan of what we're going to do in the trainings. So you don't have to fret about that. Like I said, there are people who have been to earlier tournaments, so they have a fair idea of how this thing goes. But for even for like people who don't know what trainings are like, please don't be intimidated by the process, right? You're most welcome to ask us the most basic questions. Also, there's no concept of like of a stupid or a foolish question here. So as long as you're asking a question, it's probably the right thing to do, right? On the idea of matches, then once trainings are complete, everybody is set and ready for Ideal, the matches will begin, which will be from 17th October and they'll go on till the 30th of October, given that there are a lot of people who will be competing in qualifiers. So we need a couple of days in order to get everybody, like in order to give everybody a fair chance to like compete with each other. So that's the kind of time frame we're keeping for ourselves for the state qualifiers. And then from 31st October to 2nd November, there'd be the interstate qualifiers, after which would be the out rounds, which means that the first process is the qualifiers itself, right? And the semis and finals happen after a long, I mean, it happens only from the next month onwards, and this is for the people who are able to make it through the qualifiers in the first place. Now, please do not get confused between these rounds and how you're going to progress through them. There is the qualifiers in which everybody participates. Whoever is here is participating in the qualifiers. So that's the most relevant piece. I mean, that's the most relevant part of the process right now for all of us. And then the semis and finals will happen as and when you start performing a certain way, and then whoever gets to get through the qualifiers. All right. On the theme, then, any debate tournament that you go to mostly would have a theme, right? Like, and what is a theme basically? Theme is just like that the overarching idea using which you will, I mean, the motions are crafted by the organizing committee, which means that all the motions that you're going to have are going to be around this theme, are going to around this concept, are going to be around this concept. Okay, so that's theme for you, and that's what themes in tournaments mean. Now, what is the theme for the Indian Debating League then? The theme is Resurgent India, a superpower in the making, amalgamating our culture, society, and economy.
So, Nitiksha ma'am, should we just pause and ask for any questions on the chat box?
Ma'am, you're muted.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying we can, like, yes, I'm open to taking any questions.
Ma'am, I have a question.
In the chat, please, so that it's easier for me to read it out loud and then others will benefit too. Or some of you can put in the chat, others can raise their hands. The only problem is that, Anjali ma'am, would you be okay calling out the names of the people who want to ask questions, because I'm switched to a different.
Yeah. Kamal is there for you. The other thing I want to make sure is that because we have a lot of young age groups also today, all of you will, when we do the session separately for you tomorrow, we'll iterate some of these details, okay? Because we know that you are first-time debaters, young debaters. I can recognize a lot of people who debated with us earlier, but this is the only platform that encourages the new ones also to come along. Okay, so we will keep repeating some of these ones. We just want to make sure that we cover majority of the things on the orientation right now. We know that this is a special year when we become the fifth largest economy in the world, and that's why it was very important for us to focus on how do we continue this journey. So Nitiksha ma'am, we can see a few questions. Kamal sir, if you can just keep answering them, read it out.
Sure. So Diya Kaushik is asking what's going to be the format of the debate in qualifiers.
Okay, that's something we are shortly going to come to. So I'll explain it for once and for all later.
So let's ask questions of whatever ma'am has covered so far, because most of your questions otherwise is something that we will even answer during the course.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. So the second question that we have is from Manya. Is the theme going to be same for all grades?
All right. So theme is not divided according to grades. Theme is divided according to the rounds, which means qualifiers has one theme and then semis and finals would have a different theme. The most relevant theme right now would be cultural reimagining, because that's the theme for qualifiers. If you're confused by what cultural reimagining means, it's absolutely okay. We are supposed to explain it to you. We will do that in the training sessions.
In fact, Nitiksha ma'am, you can move to the next slide where you are showing what are the three themes across the tournament rounds.
Okay, yeah, sure.
The next one.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope you can see this. I'll just minimize the chat box. Yeah. Okay, so look at this. There's the state team selection, which is just AKA qualifiers. The theme here is cultural reimagining, which is to do with the Indian culture. You know what culture is made up of: people, practices, values, beliefs. So all of that will make your qualifiers, which means the one-on-one format will have motions based on culture mostly. All right. We will explain to you what the scope of culture is, what all is included in culture. Don't fret about that right now. After that, the other matches that will happen after the qualifiers are done would have aspirational India as a theme, which has different connotations, which you don't need to understand right now for the reasons that I've already specified. Qualifiers is our objective right now, none of the other things, right? And then national finals has a different theme, which is possible pathways. Again, nothing that you need to understand for the immediate future. It's just something that you need to know for the flow of the tournament. So right now, culture is the overarching theme for the qualifiers within Resurgent India. So we are talking about India, and then we are talking about the various aspects of India. And these various aspects of India are not divided according to your grades, which means your class has nothing to do with what your theme is going to be. It's rather the round. And for the qualifiers, it's culture. I hope
all the 12th graders, all the 11th graders, please know that your topic under the theme will be something that you'll have to delve deeper into, which might not be as literal as a question for an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old in grade 5. Okay, so let's go on the structure of the pyramid. The fact is that this is the first round of batch that we are doing for the training. Nitiksha, come to the pyramid slide. The fact is that we do want to make sure that all your friends who've not been able to participate or your schoolmates who've not been able to sign up can sign up, because we will do the second batch starting 12th of October, right? But obviously you have a head start because you're getting onto the training now. So you will have more time to prepare for it. It will be a good idea to keep reading about what's really happening with the country, have a conversation with your parents, but we'll come closer to the motions a little later. Followed by the qualifier matches like Nitiksha ma'am is talking about, which are all individual speeches of 3 minutes each. And then you've got the semi-finals and the finals. The important point that I want to make sure that you note is that obviously as you progress through the pyramid, you have an opportunity to meet educators who will come in from a global forum. For all the parents and all the students who are listening in, please do feel free to go onto our YouTube channel, Ugly Future Academy. And our Instagram is something that you must be subscribed to. Say yes. I'm not going to suggest it to students who shouldn't be on Instagram, but then they can use their parents' Instagram to go and see the Indian Debating League, because it's important. It will give you a view of the kind of debates that we have. It will give you a good flavor on that. So any other questions? Otherwise, Nitiksha, we'll keep moving on the next steps.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I think this I have explained by and large. This we need not discuss over again. Okay. So these are some of like the snippets from whichever live sessions we have had so far. All of these are accessible on our Instagram page. Like Anjali ma'am said, you don't have to have your own account. You can use your parents. The important bit is that you go and listen to what these former debaters have to say. I mean, these are practicing debaters. These are experienced debaters who will give you some tips if you need them. All right. On to the training part of things, which is very, very important because this is what we are dealing with right now, tomorrow onwards. So, see, 6th October is orientation, which is already happening. You don't have to bother with it. You just need to get your doubts clarified in this particular session and be all set to show up tomorrow for the trainings to begin, right? On the idea of trainings then and how we're going to go about this, trainings will happen from 5 to 6 p.m. every day for the junior category. And I will make this very clear about what junior senior bifurcation is or division is. And you have to keep this in mind throughout because I'll be referring to these categories a lot during training and otherwise. Junior category is from the 4th to the 6th grade, which means 4th, 5th, and 6th grade make the junior category. And then 8th to 12th would be your 7th to 12th would be your senior category. All right. So 4th to 6th, 3 grades are junior and 7th to 12th is senior. I hope that's clear. So the training sessions will be from 5 to 6 p.m. onward, from 5 p.m. onwards until 6 p.m. for the junior category, which is 4th to 6th grade. And it'll be from 6 to 7 p.m. for the senior category, which is 7th to 12th grade. All right. Now, the training sessions will include a couple of things, and these I am enlisting already so that you don't ask questions about these things. So if you have questions about like format and how to debate, how to rebut, how can I make my argumentation better, don't ask those questions today because today is not the day for them. It'll be the training sessions that will take care of those kinds of questions. Okay. So if you look at these pointers, you will see that format will be discussed in the training. Stance, which means your side for and against, will be discussed in the meeting. Speaker roles as to how am I supposed to deliver a speech, how do I make it effective, how do I make it convincing, how do I not stutter in the middle of my speech, how do I research, all of that makes a part of the training, which you will be, I mean, all of your questions will be answered about in the training sessions itself. So 7 to 8 will be us telling you the theory of debate, how to debate, how to respond, how to rebut, etc., etc. 9th to 10th would be your practice debates. So once you've understood how to debate, we'll see how much of it you have been able to absorb, right, and execute in your practice. That's why from 9th to 10th, we will have practice sessions, which will be in various formats. So we can have a mock debate sometimes. Sometimes we can all collectively come together to brainstorm about one motion that all of us are familiar with, those kinds of activities. So 9th to 10th is basically your activities and hands-on, and 7 to 8 is understanding the format and everything. All right. Then training, I am not sure if you can see what the heading says here, but this was training for the junior category, right? And this is the structure of the training for the senior category. There is no difference as such, except for the timings, which is 6 to 7 for senior, but also, I mean, the intensity of the sessions, which will be determined by the trainers accordingly. But 7 to 8, again, the same things apply: format, speaker roles, argumentation, rebuttals, framing, characterization for senior category. This will be discussed in the training. So any questions pertinent to this will be answered in the training. Please don't be intimidated by anything that you see in the form of pointers here. All of this will be explained at length. All right.
I just want to clarify one thing. Just one thing, Nitiksha. So all the 7th to 9th graders, you still are one category from a debating perspective. It's only from a training perspective we've grouped you. And we will just differentiate the complexity in terms of the motion and the expectation. So I just want to make sure that you all understand that, yes, you will have, the same grade categories that we had originally suggested to you. So Tanish, that's the answer to the question that you were asking. Yes, you're absolutely right. 4 to 6, 7 to 9, and 10 to 12. Okay. And right now, Gaurang, we will focus on the qualifiers. So we'll come to the state matches in a bit, right? It is compulsory to attend the training and the mock debates because we've seen that end of the day, we are debating out of intuition, out of what we hear and have learned at school. But as we are setting up and we are giving this opportunity to create a foundation for you to take on the debating journey further. And when I mean further, for an 8-year-old, it could be that, I've been debating for 2 years and now I'm good enough to apply for the India debate team. I'm good enough to, represent the teams at Harvard, Yale, Oxford. We have seen children who have continued that journey for 3-4 years get so good at grade 9 that they are better than the 12th graders. So I just want to make sure that you attend the training session. And if you don't find it valuable because you may have done that earlier, then it's all right for you to exit it. But at least attend it to say, okay, what is this nuance that ma'am is telling me about? We would love a challenge to the trainers. So we love children who are, always asking us better questions, because it's a journey. Some of these skills, and that slide that ma'am was showing you of the gentleman with that news clipping, was the person who defeated the AI debater that IBM had created. He's so good that he defeated a computer at debating. So there's no extent to how good you can get. So attend the training session. If you think that this is very easy for you, please tell the trainer. And then we'll accordingly keep increasing the motion complexities, at least for trainings, right? So Ananya, we don't want you to please miss out the training, very avoidable, because some debating is not about listening to somebody else's debate, right? You can do this on YouTube also. It's about actually the participation. So we would like you to at least attend. You've seen the detailed schedule that ma'am has put across for you, right? Swapnil, the question that you're asking in terms of how many matches there are in round 1, there will be, in qualifiers, you will all get a chance to play 3 matches. 3 times you will get a chance to sort of say, hey, listen to my debate again, because we see that children tend to improve, right, from one round to another. So that's a brief, quick response to some of these questions that you're asking. When will be the topics given, Nitiksha? Would you like to answer that? I'm just scrolling through the chat.
Right. Okay. So the topics will be given as and when, when the qualifiers are nearing, we'll give them to you around that time.
Correct. So typically what we follow is for 4th to 6th grades, we give the topics 3 days prior, because they are the young lot. They are coming onto the arena the first time. For the 7th to 9th graders, it's a day prior. And for the 10th, 12th graders, you will see it given in the same day. That's the way we follow it. But just wait up for it. Ma'am will tell you more about it. So Nitiksha, sorry, I'm just quickly scrolling through the majority doubts that they've had. If we went to, so don't, Dhruv, don't get into the wins at the state team level. Right now, I just want to focus that you cover all the aspects of the qualifiers, right? So Nitiksha, what else do we have to cover today in terms of format and stuff?
I think I'll make a couple of things clear just so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Nitiksha.
Okay. Yeah. So I was just making a couple of things clear, because I think this is going to be a recurrent question. So although you don't have your motions and you wouldn't have them anytime soon, at least during the training, you will only know about the theme and not the motion. I think what is important for you to focus on is understanding the theme. That's why we give you a theme. And that's why if you go to the Instagram page now for IDL or OGLI, both, you will have knowledge posts on the theme, because those knowledge posts are supposed to give you a hint into what the motions are going to be like. So don't be on the lookout for the motions, because you will get them when you have to get them. The challenge is for you to understand the theme as broadly as possible. Broadly, not in the sense that you just read through it, but as deeply as possible. So if I know about, so if I have told you, and you know that, okay, ma'am's told me about Indian culture being the theme of the qualifiers, just today onwards, sit on the internet for half an hour every day and think about what is Indian culture, right? What are the aspects of it? Is religion a part of it? Is something else a part of it? And then in the trainings also, you'll be helped through the process, because you research about it. If you have a doubt, you come back to me in the training sessions and get it clarified. In the process, you also end up helping others navigate through the theme. Okay, so that's how we're going to go about it. That's why please don't care about the motion so much right now. Care more about the themes, and then the motions will be easy for you to deal with, because you've already studied the theme. So that's a clarification that I wanted to make. All right, so I'm just going to continue with this particular training schedule, which I wasn't able to complete because we were taking questions in between. So for the senior category now, speaker roles, argumentation, and rebuttals. Now, senior category, and I'm talking to the senior category for 2 minutes exclusively. Please don't think that because the format and the structure of the training is just the same as it was for the junior category, then it's going to be a cakewalk for you all. Because the intensity of the training sessions And the kind of activities that we do vary according to the grade that you're in, of course, because otherwise it's pointless for me to do the same thing for differently at different hours, right? So the trainings will be a little bit more intricate and complicated for you according to your own levels. So please don't ditch the training sessions just because you think you're too good for them. We never are. So like, I'm going to make it tricky enough. Whoever thinks they are overconfident, just join the first day and we'll just like check it out if you know everything, and then you can stop attending, but don't skip the first training session at least to just get a vibe of it. All right. On the, okay, this I think I've already explained and talked about, but let me just tell you about the national selection camp and how prestigious an opportunity it is. So if you get through Ideal, this also becomes your way of exploring other opportunities, one of the most important of them being ISDS national selections. So ISDS has its own, I mean, ISDS is this different organization which has its whole process of choosing people to send to the an Indian team, which is sent to WSDC, which is like the biggest debating championship for those of you who do not know in debating, and you get a chance to at least compete for that particular place and position if you didn't already know about the opportunity or you don't have a team for it. So this is your way to that. So that's why, I mean, this is a perk that you need to know about. And also, if your friends are there who would still like to register, please let them know that the registrations are still open. Spread the word, helps you and your peers. We are here to grow together. Other than that, now what's in it for you? I think a lot of the initial things that we talked about was about how this helps you. But other than that, just to sum it all up, this is and your opportunity to represent your state and country, that's for sure. But other than that, you have a lot of refined training on how debating is done. So like, if you are new and if you think debating is very easy because it's only about putting forth your stance and how difficult could that be, this is for you to understand debating from like closer quarters and to understand that better, because there's a lot of methodology that goes into understanding debating and eventually becoming a good debater. So that happens to you because international coaches and national coaches and internal team helps you figure things, themes, motions, the terminology that is used mostly in debate circuits. And then there is the wildcard entry in Harvard Invitational, which I've already talked about. And then special invite to finale in Delhi. Definitely, if you make it through the qualifiers, you make it through the, even if you make it to the qualifiers, semis are going to be offline, finals are also going to be offline. It's going to be an experience, so just strive towards it. And the process starts tomorrow, so I'm hoping we'll have good attendance tomorrow and we'll start thereafter. Now, I told you all that everything gets clarified in the debate, in the trainings itself, right? Which means the format description is also going to be reiterated in the trainings. But because this is a question that I'm sure a lot of people are very, very inquisitive about and can't possibly wait a day for, I think I'll just make it briefly clear about what the qualifiers are going to be in terms of format, so that you have something with you in order to like just, I mean, not question about the format at least until tomorrow. So like the qualifiers format would be a very simple one. You are supposed to deliver speeches. The speech is going to be 3 minutes long, right? And then once your other side, like your opposition has also delivered their speech, you will then deliver a reply speech, which means you are delivering 2 speeches in the qualifiers in every round. One speech is what you think of the motion, what is your side of the motion, and the other speech is a response to what the other side is saying to rebut your position, right? And then this is, of course, one-on-one format, which means there's no concept of a team here. There is no team formation. It's you fighting against another individual or contesting against another individual. And there are 2 sides in any form of debating. So there's the government side or the opposition side. There's a lot of ways of referring to this. It's for or against, government, opposition, affirmative, negative. Let's just call it for and against to make life easier for all of us. For is just supporting the motion, going against is not defending the motion, attacking the motion as it is put. And burden, I will explain tomorrow. You don't have to care about this particular pointer right now. So this is by and large it from our side for today. I hope a lot of what we've said makes sense. I think we are open to questions fully now. Any questions? That
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Yes, please.
Ma'am,
Okay.
so you were talking about, when you were saying about explaining about the practice sessions, I just thought that you were saying that 7th grade, 12th grade will have a practice session together, and I don't think that's actually quite appropriate because most of the times 12th grade have different vocabulary than 7th grade, and like they both are different grades, and like 12th grade has learned a lot more. So technically if you
Right.
divide the third column, it will be like better, because if you're saying 7th grade trained with 12th graders, most of the times people learn from different people's questions. But if a 12th grader asks a question, most of the time they'll ask in complex vocabulary, because that's the vocabulary they use, because they have like access to that, they know what these words mean. But as a regular 7th grader, you wouldn't know the actual definitions of these
Okay, I
words.
understand.
It'd be
I
tough to
understand the
comprehend.
concern. I fully understand it. So two things here. One, there's going to be a trainer, which is going to be me only for the most of you. What we're going to do is we are going to make all the training sessions, regardless of which class you're from, beginner friendly, which means we are not using language and we are not going to, I mean, allow the usage if a 12th grade student is very bright and I think you are overestimating the language usage on a 12th grader's part. But even if you think a 12th grade student is going to use very intricate language, just rest assured that I am going to bring you on the same page as them, because I am the moderator and I will make things easier for you by iterating them if need be. But this generally does not arise this problem, because all of us see, like Anjali ma'am also said, right? Debating is not about which grade you are in, and your grade doesn't automatically determine how good of a debater you are. Plus, complex language is not the metric, or is not what makes you a good debater. In fact, simple language does. People use complex language when they don't understand the concept themselves and they can't in simple words explain it to the others. So simple language will be used. Please do not fret about it. If at any point during the training you feel like you're being left out because there are senior people who are I don't know, domineering, just let the trainer know. But that possibility will never arise, is what I can assure you of, as long as, I mean, I'll be taking the training sessions, so that shouldn't be a problem.
We have to make 2 speeches with of 3 minutes each, right?
2 speeches of 3 minutes each. The first speech you can, okay, you sound like you're from the junior category. So if you, one speech you can prepare, of course, because you will be given the motion and your side, but the other speech you can it will be a response to what the other person is saying. So 2 speeches, yes. One you can prepare, the other you can just simply go impromptu with, because you have to respond to the other speaker.
So we'll have 3 days to make the speech, right?
Yeah, roughly that much time for the junior category, 4th to 6th. Yeah.
Ma'am, can you
Also, one
please
more question.
explain?
One by one, just raise your hands. I will acknowledge and then start questioning.
All right.
I see Ananya followed by Dia. Let's take these two first. Ananya.
Yes, thank you. So my question is that, for example, that we were having prepared motions like 7th to 9th or whatever grade you've decided, they get like 1 day to prepare. So how about the motion, and how is that given if we have 1 day to prepare?
I didn't get the question. So the motion is given a day prior. So what's the problem in there?
Yes. So like, how do we receive the motion? Like, does everyone have the
Okay, there's a
same
WhatsApp
or-
group. Okay, the communication is going to be very, very smooth. Okay, that's not something that you need to be concerned about. There's going to be a WhatsApp group. You will be duly informed. You can also contact the Ogly number if you have any queries, if you think you're missing out on things, if you think you're not getting updated, but that is unlikely to happen.
Okay, thank you.
Ishan, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it.
Ma'am, can you please elaborate more topic cultural reimagining?
Okay, you haven't been listening to me, because I said that any theme explanation will happen in the training. So there's a lot of weightage given to theme explanation in the training sessions. So I don't want to discuss that right now, because there's a different day and time fixed for it. So don't worry about the theme so much. I will explain the type of motion even that will come through examples during the training sessions. You won't be lost by the time it's qualifiers.
And
Okay,
also
ma'am.
where can we research about the topics?
On the, okay, again, research how to research effectively, how not to research are things that I'm going to talk about in the training. But to give you just a head start, don't go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a reliable site, but you can read various newspaper articles. And if you don't think newspaper articles are very difficult, Until tomorrow, if you are very, very excited about the topics, just go to YouTube and watch good videos about Indian culture, etc. Okay. Okay. Abhinanda, Dia, and then Manya, in this order.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please.
I hope I'm audible.
Perfectly, yes.
Okay, thank you. As this is my first time in the Indian Debating League, I cannot understand about how the themes will be changed in the different categories.
No. So themes are not according to categories. In fact, you know what? I'm going to give you this very clear idea. Don't think about themes at all. Don't think about this as themes at all. Just think about cultural reimagining as the only theme you have to bother with. That's the only
Okay, so
thing.
can you please just repeat the theme once? I couldn't hear.
I just put it in the chat for everybody's.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ma'am, so just to clarify, where like the qualifiers will happen between people from the same state, right?
Kamal sir, could you please respond to that question? I'm just typing out in the chat.
So could you repeat your question, please?
So qualifiers would happen between people from the same state, right?
Yes, same state, same grade category. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I put it in the chat. The theme for the qualifiers. Don't confuse yourself with the theme anymore. Okay, just refer to the chat. Whoever has a question on theme. Dia followed by Manya.
Yeah, so basically my question is that, like, as we have the theme as cultural reimagining, are we supposed to do our research based on like culture of our state specifically, or on a national POV?
Yeah, no, good question, right? So when you have to talk about the culture, don't restrict yourself to your state, because you might be given motions where your state is dealing with some other, or you are dealing with the culture of India and not necessarily your state. So you are the representative of your state, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will always get motions related to your state. That is, no, you have to think about the culture of India as one. And then if you know something more specifically about your state, well and good, but your cultural understanding has to be on a national level and not like a state level.
All right, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Manya?
Ma'am, what will be done in 3 matches? Like the first round will contain 3 matches. So what is that?
So you play a match. If you win, you proceed. If you don't, you do not, right? Like, so that, okay, everybody gets to play 3 matches. According to the number of matches you won, according to how you have been marked, you will either move to semis or you will not. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Sarah followed by Dia. Sorry, pronouncing your name. Yeah.
Yeah. So could you just once confirm the schedule for tomorrow?
Yeah. Which category are you from?
I am in 11th grade.
Okay. So for you, it will be from 6 to 7 p.m.
And what will be happening in totality?
We'll be telling you about the format. We'll be telling you about
Okay.
speaker roles, etc., etc. Everything that I just discussed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? I don't see any more hands.
I have a question.
Mom, what's the timing for the junior thing?
Raise your hands, otherwise everybody is speaking at the same time.
I have a question.
Raise your hands, but okay, there's a lot of hands raised, but I was okay. Dhruv followed by Dhruv grade 7 followed by Dhruv Garg. Or is it the same IDs? Same person with 2 different IDs. Okay.
Ma'am, Dhruv grade 7 is from Pune. I'm from UP.
Yeah. Okay. Dhruv Garg can, okay, you go ahead.
Ma'am, so my question was basically that will we not be having the crossfire rounds, because like in my earlier debate I have been there before, so we had crossfire rounds there.
Crossfire rounds is for a different format. This particular tournament doesn't have that format, so no concept of a crossfire. Forget crossfire. Dia?
Ma'am, I had a question that do we need to subscribe to or subscribe to your YouTube channel or something?
Yeah, okay. So it's your call, right? If you subscribe, you will get the updates. But otherwise, my idea is just for you to watch the videos to help yourself. Otherwise, you want to subscribe,
Okay.
you don't want to subscribe, yeah.
Also, ma'am, how much time do we have to prepare for the first class 3-minute sort of thing?
Which class are we from?
4th grade.
Okay, you will have a good 3 days, okay? So you will be able to write your speech, don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Who else? Okay, Diya's done. Garrick?
Yes, ma'am. So my question was that this theme we have been given on that cultural reimagining. So this will be the particular theme we'll be brainstorming our ideas and collecting the facts on, and based on this we will be provided a different topic, like this cultural reimagining won't be the topic, right?
No, cultural, see, this is the difference between theme and topic. Theme is the broad idea. Like, think of it like this. There's desserts, right? And then there's ice cream and some other sweet and like that. So desert is your theme, and motions are going to be those other things that fall within culture. Got it? That, yeah.
And this rebuttal round, like the person who's giving the speech, he will finish the speech, and are we like required? Can we just ask questions, separate questions to the speaker, or will we just give?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That liberty is not given to you during the qualifiers. It will happen if you get to okay, that's a different story though. Semis and finals have a different format, but qualifiers format doesn't allow POIs or questions or interjections.
Fine, ma'am.
Okay. Abhinanda? No, raise your hands and wait for me to acknowledge. Abhinanda, yes.
Ma'am, will you send all the formats via mail?
No. I mean, you have just one format to concern yourself with right now. That format I will be explaining in the trainings.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Gauri.
Ma'am, like I'm basically from Tamil Nadu, but I'm studying in Punjab. So which state should I represent?
Well, whichever you want to, whichever you feel closer to, I think. It's okay for you to represent the state you feel closer to, and you think you know quite a lot about.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, this is a tough name to pronounce. I'm going to try my best. Suchismita, was that right? No. Okay, the problem. Okay, I think it's Suchishmita's network. I can't hear you. I couldn't hear you. Can you please type your question, because there's some issue with the internet. Meanwhile, Tanishq, you ask your question.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I was asking that would we be having POIs and would the mock debates like start from tomorrow itself?
Okay, mock debates not starting from tomorrow onwards, because mock debates start from 9th onwards, and POIs and interjections are not a concept for you to consider right now during qualifiers.
Okay.
Dhruv.
Ma'am, I just one more question, that for the category 7th to 9th, when will we receive a motion?
7th to 9th, okay, a day prior to your tournament, okay? So, like I said, don't care so much about the motion right now, only focus on the theme for the trainings.
Okay, ma'am.
Viraj.
Yes, ma'am. So ma'am, my question was that will we be given like which side for we are going to speak for along with the topic, or do we have to prepare the speech for both the sides, for and of both?
No, we will be giving you the sides during the qualifiers. Okay. Is it the same Dhruv? Okay, no, Dhruv, yes, Dhruv Garg isn't just okay. Whoever has asked their questions and it has been answered, please lower your hands to lessen the confusion. Yes. Praneel. Okay, tough name, guys. Is that right? The pronunciation?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Could you explain about the replying speech?
The reply speech, like I said, speaker roles will be discussed in the training. I really don't want to like give you an information overload today. It's just for you to understand the flow right now. Nothing intricate. Reply speech has a lot of analysis, which I don't want to get into because you'll get bored right now. I'll do it tomorrow. Or in the training somewhere.
Okay, ma'am.
So Chismita?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I was asking that can you just explain the Sidwell for idea that I logged out?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Could you come again? Hello, question. Okay, Sujismita, you are the person with the weak internet connection today. Can you please put in the chat? We really can't hear you. I'm so sorry. Ahana, meanwhile, you go ahead with your question, please.
So when are the qualifiers beginning?
The qualifier, okay, I told you about the qualifiers date, right? So right now you have your trainings. So training will go on right now, after which qualifiers will start from 17th, okay? So training is the main priority right now. Then the qualifiers will start from the 17th, about which you will be told. So don't worry about that.
So basically we get the topics on 14th.
Yeah, sure. If you are the junior category, which I think you are.
Yes.
Okay. Siddhant, question?
Yes, ma'am. And excuse me if this sounds a little ridiculous, but I recently joined the meeting. I have no idea what we're doing. The first thing I heard was of the reply speech. So just to clarify, we're doing Asian parliamentary as a format.
We're not doing Asian parliamentary as a format. I'm also not going to allow you to just like confuse others because you just joined and you don't know a lot about what's happening. Just watch the recording. We're recording this session.
Okay, ma'am.
So you'll have a fair idea about things then. Ishan, again, I think I've already answered the question. Or is there another question?
Ma'am, I have another question as well.
Okay, Siddhantya, go ahead. Continue.
Ma'am, I'm in Mayo as well. You can see from my username currently. So I wasn't told about the timing for this debate. Is it possible for you to tell me what time the meeting starts so that I can join accordingly?
Tomorrow, which
because
class
I have another event going on simultaneously.
Which class are we in?
Ma'am, class 8.
Class 8. For you, the training tomorrow onward starts at 6.
Okay,
and ends at 7.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Ishan. Is there no question? Ahana?
In case I can't do the training session tomorrow, can I see the recording?
Only in very exceptional circumstances, when you can't attend, you can see the recording. This is something that I want to make very, very clear. The recording is only 10% of how much you gain and learn during the actual live session. Because
just
you can ask
for tomorrow. Just for tomorrow.
Sure, Ahana. Yes, do that for tomorrow. But I am warning the others. Please don't act smart thinking that, oh, recording is there, so I don't have to attend the live session. No. Anyone else with a question? I think Ishan, you're unmuted.
Actually, I've committed to a friend and I can't ditch her.
That's perfectly all right. Understandable. Ishan, is there a question? Okay, Vrinda.
Yes. Ma'am, Ishan has a question.
Right.
Yeah, so Ishan, speak.
Ma'am, as this is my first time for debating, during mock debates, will you discuss about where we need improvements?
Definitely, yes. I will give you positive feedback. Don't worry about that. There will
Ma'am,
be
where
feedback.
can I find the recordings?
No, ma'am, I need the negative feedback.
Yeah. I mean to say constructive feedback. So even if there's something bad that you need to do right, I will tell you about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ahana has another question. Wait, Ahana, let's just take others as well. Vrinda?
Excuse me, ma'am, my raise hand option is not working. So can I ask you the question?
Is this Vrinda?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, Abhinanda.
Abhinanda, yes. Ask me a question.
Ma'am, where can I find the recording of the meeting so I can go through what you were saying?
On the YouTube channel of Ogly.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Vrinda?
Yes, hi, ma'am. Sorry, I've joined this meeting on behalf of my daughter.
Oh, okay.
I have a slight problem. She's actually traveling in Europe till the 11th.
Sure.
And I'm going to try and tell her to join the meetings on time from tomorrow. Just in case she misses some, whom do I contact regarding the recorded meetings?
In case you miss the meetings, you can just like refer to the YouTube channel for Ogly, ma'am, wherein you will have all the recordings posted timely there.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ahana?
Ma'am, it would be very helpful if you would share a few videos with us in the chat box.
A few what?
A few YouTube links with us.
So there's no YouTube links right now, right? So only when we start training tomorrow will you be getting YouTube links. But then, okay, there is the YouTube channel is the link to the YouTube channel is available on the chat. Go watch. Any other questions? I think we've dealt with all of them in that case. Okay, some hands. Arnav?
So ma'am, can we speak less than 3 minutes or something? Is there a problem or something like that?
Okay, so speaking for less than 3 minutes doesn't automatically mean that you lose. But speaking for less than 3 minutes, I don't understand how you can present a good case without speaking for that much time, because you need some time to be able to.
Will there be any penalty?
No penalty. As long as
like
the case is very, very good, no penalty.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Garrick?
And just the opposite thing. If we speak more than 3 minutes, would it be an infringement?
There might be, yes. There has to be. 3 minutes is the time limit, and you get marked for manner as well. Right? So manner includes time management.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Siddhant?
Ma'am, what's the format for this debate going to be?
One-on-one. So 3 minute long speeches from both the sides, and then 3 minute long reply speeches.
Okay.
All right. Are there any other questions, or are we good for the day? Siddhant can lower his hand if the question is clear, because I need to know if there are any other questions.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
No other questions.
Good
Perfect.
evening, ma'am.
Yes, please. Who's this?
I'm Ananya.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, basically, I won't be able to attend tomorrow's session, only for tomorrow. I have some commitments. So I can just like access the recording on the YouTube channel, as you said.
Yeah, that's exactly the idea. Yeah.
Okay, so from the 8th, I'll make sure that I'm in the training sessions.
Right. Perfect. Good for you. Yeah. Okay. Dia.
Also, ma'am, can you just tell me what's the YouTube channel again, so that if I ever want to watch any videos, I can just refer to it?
Why don't you go look at the chat, and there are the links there. So if you click on the link, you'd be redirected.
Okay.
Okay. Dia can lower the hand. Okay, perfect. I might not be able to attend tomorrow. Okay, a lot of people direct messaging saying they might not be able to attend tomorrow. Like I said, if it's absolutely impossible for you to attend, we understand. Go watch the YouTube video, but you're still at a loss. That's why live sessions are always better. Don't miss out on live sessions unless it's absolutely necessary. All right. I think there's one more question. Along with the topic will be, okay, this I have cleared. Where are the semis and finals? Okay, Kabir is asking where the semis and finals are. Where? They'll be held in Delhi itself, but they'll be from like the 13th and 14th. They'll be held in November, mid-November.
Yes.
So
on 13th and 14th November.
13th and 14th, yeah. Siddhant, question.
Ma'am, when will we get to know who we're up against for the 1v1 debates?
Okay, are you talking about the pairing as to when will you get to know who your opponent is?
Yes, ma'am.
That will happen later, like when the debate is around the corner. around 2-3 days before the tournament, right, Kamal sir?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So for the juniors, we will share it 3 days prior. The topic, your time, your date, schedule. So the matches will start on 18th, 15th. You will start receiving. For the seniors, you will receive just 1 day prior. So we will create the WhatsApp group both on your email and WhatsApp. You will receive the information.
Mama, I have a question.
Yes.
Mama, I
please.
think you already answered it, but when you answered it, my network was lagging.
Okay.
Ma'am, when we get the motion, we'll also get our side. Will we get our side like if we're op or prop?
Yes. You do get a side assigned to you.
Okay.
Siddhant, is your hand not lowered, or is there another question that I need
Ma'am,
to...
another question.
Okay.
Ma'am, I apologize for the ridiculousness of this question in advance, but I have no idea what category I'm in. Whether
Which
I'm
class
in,
are you in? I
I'm class
forgot.
8.
8th. You'd be the senior category for the sake of the training. But otherwise, you are the 7th to 9th category, middle category, according to which the topics and motions will be given to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right, then I think we can conclude if there are no other questions. Thank you all for joining in. I hope to see you all and a nice footfall in the training sessions as well.